Well, Star-Lord, man. Legendary outlaw. Guys, forget it.
Hi, I'm Jay.
And I'm Kat.
Today we're doing Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm super excited to do this. Let's just say it right away. Avengers, Guardians. Avengers, Guardians. You know what we're going to do? We're going to leave that to the end, but we'll go through synopsis, because that's what you usually do.
So there is a human gentleman, and he is kind of a scoundrel of the universe, kind of like Han Solo. And he steals this orb.
Kinda. It's Han Solo.
It's basically Han Solo. But he does have his Chewbacca.
Well, he gets a team of people.
He gets a team.
Anyways, he's fucking Han Solo.
Yeah,
Let's just say
and
that.
he steals this orb, and a manhunt happens, and then there's this really big bad guy Ronan, and he wants to destroy a whole world, and that's all I'm really gonna say.
We can't give too much away,
Mayhem
but
ensues.
what we're going to do is the spoiled. We used to do this before. After a movie review, we'll do sort of a spoiled video. Then we can talk about anything. So if you've seen the movie, check for that later on the week. We'll talk about everything we can't talk about in the review. So synopsis is very simple. Young boy becomes a man, becomes Han Solo scoundrel. Also Captain Kirkish. Sleeps with a lot of women.
Yeah, he is saucy.
And he comes across a bunch of people, they form a team, they do some things that are really bad, then they do some things that are good. So that's what the synopsis is. Guardians of the Galaxy. Boom.
It
What
looks
does
like
look
Mass Effect.
Yeah, that's what I have to say as well. I thought I was going to be going into a Star Wars kind of film, like sadly episode 3. And I was like, ugh. The trailer, it was misleading. I thought, what is this? Then you get in there, realize it's Mass Effect.
It's totally Mass Effect. All the worlds look a lot like Mass Effect.
Incredible.
The aliens, the everything. You just feel a lot like it's Mass Effect.
I almost feel like that could have been a
with
Mass
dick
Effect
jokes.
movie. Totally.
But with dick jokes.
And Seth Green's in it too. Oh, that's a spoiler, but you don't know he's in there. Anyways, spoiled. Watch that video. Moving on.
Moving on. Chris Pratt.
How was
Wow, he was great. He's gonna be A-list after this for sure. He not only was he extremely attractive and great with his shirt off, but he was also charming, just like Han Solo ought to be. And he was also kicking butt, and he was really funny. I think he delivered everything perfectly. I like him a lot.
I have to agree with you. Batista, who used to be a wrestler, still is a wrestler, I think. He was sort of the underdog in this. People were like, Batista, this is going to be weird. But
I know, I was thinking a wrestler.
never underestimate an actor because never underestimate a wrestler because those guys do more acting.
Well, and he's playing a character that's very deadpan.
Well,
so
totally.
it's not, doesn't really.
Well, those guys are designed to cut promos. You know, WrestleMania, and he's like, I'm going to defeat you, and it's like all close-ups.
His makeup was amazing.
That's
it must have been so irritating to put that on.
It was like his veins were on the outside, it looked like. It was
cool.
very
They were like
detailed.
patterns, like tattoos.
Super
and stuff.
detailed.
So there's Groot, voiced by Vin Diesel. He, I think, also helped steal the show. He had some really hilarious moments that we'll get into.
Very funny moments. We'll talk about those in Spoiled. Last but not least, well, there's one other lady in this, but there is
Rocket.
Raccoon.
Bradley Cooper.
He is basically a raccoon who's pissed off that he is a raccoon and had, you know, these experiments done to him, and he's from New York, basically.
He's not from New York.
It sounds like he's from New York.
No,
he's got a
it wasn't a New York accent.
What is it then? What is it?
I don't know, but maybe some kind of American accent, but it's not New York.
I'd say he's like he's from New York. He's like, fuck you in this. And when he teamed up with Groot, some of the best action in the movie.
Oh my gosh, so cool. So cool. Groot is so cool. The stuff Groot can do, impressive.
So cool. I mean, Groot can do things like, obviously, grow his limbs out. He can put his hands out and a little flower grows. Anything that involves sort of, it's felt like nature. I don't know the details of these comic books because, again, I've always stated, I'm a fan of sci-fi and that, but I never read comic books, and I don't think you read it either. So we went into this thinking, like, what's the story going to be?
Yeah,
we know
have no
the
idea.
story now, and how it's actually going to tie in to everything else.
Zoe. And she was really hot. First off, let's just say she looked great. Her outfits were saucy. Her makeup was awesome, green makeup with lots of detailing, and she's an assassin. She kicked ass. But other than that, she didn't really... You know, she was the hot girl who kicked ass.
No, I felt at the end that she came around a little bit. She started to dance, and that was her opening up. What's next? The graphics.
Great. They looked so nice. I mean, obviously there's tons of starships and galaxies, and it was beautiful, and explosions and fire and purple fire and ooze and...
You know what? And a lot of cameos. I saw Lloyd Kaufman in there. He's the creator of Toxic Avenger.
Stan Lee, of course, was in
Stan Lee
it. As a playboy.
As a playboy, he was picking up a model.
Nice.
Good move there.
Give me your overall on this movie.
My overall, bringing up music, first of all, the score is all great. 80s, and that's kind of a spoiler to say why it's 80s, but
not really. The preview has...
He's from Earth, and he's got a VHS tape with him, and he's playing that, or he's playing a cassette tape, and he takes that into whatever happens, and it's playing during the movie.
And you guys know that it's in the trailer. It's not.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. So that's happening. The music is great. The action is, I would say, better than Avengers because it is R-rated. Or at least seems R-rated.
Yeah, it does seem R-rated. There isn't a lot of blood shown.
Well, no, there's not a lot of blood.
But there's certain scenes where people just get crunched.
The aliens that are being killed in this are not necessarily humans, so sometimes it's not blood, it's some sort of blue goo. And he's collecting that in that one scene. So there is blood, but it's not what you would expect. I also noted that a lot of the violence, the really hardcore violence, happened to aliens that didn't have faces. Yeah. And I think that's how they got away with it. Because there's a scene where Groot kills a bunch of them in a special way, and you're just like, that was violent. And then he turns and looks at the guys behind him, and he doesn't realize what he really did.
Yeah.
Negatives, I wish it was, I know it was long, but it felt like it was missing something that I can't mention here. Just a little bit of something I wanted just a little bit more touch. Remember when I said all of the actors in this movie are anti-heroes? There's a reason for each of that, but I wanted the one to kind of spin around, and it would have given that character so much soul at the end. I'll tell my idea in spoilers, but okay. I give it 9 out of 10.
I really liked this movie. I thought the action was awesome. I had a great time. I was sitting on the edge of my seat for a lot of it. It was beautiful. There are scenes where I just went, oh wow, it's gorgeous. There was excitement. There was sadness. There was hilarity. There were a bunch of parts where I turned to Jay and just repeated it and smacked him on the shoulder. I was having a great time. I really, really enjoyed the movie. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. There were certain parts where I felt like maybe it was like too many dick jokes. Like not too many, just
it's
like
understandable.
A touch.
You know what it is? Rocket Raccoon steals the show for most of the people out there, but sometimes it can't just be dick and fart jokes constantly from him.
Yeah.
I have to say I have to say Rocket Raccoon was pulled off. He's exactly what you would expect from a CGI bad mouth ass.
He killed it.
Raccoon.
For being a raccoon.
Bradley Cooper was great. Star-Lord's fucking hilarious. Batista knocked it out of the park. He was killed like I couldn't believe it. Groot has some of the funniest scenes, and then I really feel like I think Rocket Raccoon holds the movie together.
Interesting.
He's the kind of the glue. He doesn't do that much. He just holds them together in certain parts. Cause
a little bit.
Think about it.
Pratt holds it together. So, anyways, we need to get to spoilers.
But think about it. In the prison, okay. So right now, we want you guys to know, what do you think of the film? Comment below. We loved this film. It's one of those films that is going to be better every time you watch it.
Worth seeing on the big screen. Worth seeing in 3D.
Worth buying, for sure, when it comes out. I think that Marvel's in the right direction with all of this. The post-credit scene, not going to talk about right here. We'll do spoiled.
The post-credit scene, I don't think was worth sticking around for.
Well, no, there's a lot of people that are going to be like, it's bullshit. Let's do spoiled. Thank you for watching. If you know what spoiled is, it's basically us talking about Guardians and saying anything we want about it.
So you need to watch the movie or not be upset if we're spoiling it, because we are going to spoil the hell out of it.
So stay tuned for that this week. Don't know. Just follow my Twitter right over there. Follow her, and you'll know when it's up. Peace out. Love you lots. I'm high on believing that you're